What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I haven't streamed in a long time. Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate it. This is the They Deserved It series, part one. We'll be getting into the meat of the series later. This is a nice little intro. We'll be talking Theon Greyjoy and Doran Martell. But without further ado, I must introduce my awesome co-host, Alicia Kingston. How are you doing today?
What it does, YouTubes. I am doing a little bit okay, I guess. Nothing major going on. I'm a bit tired. I don't know if y'all saw we're doing a little bit of streaming last night, and AK got a little bit tipsy. But we're here to start the cycle all over again. So let's get into this chat.
Oh, we've got to. And this whole series is about people who have got horrible punishments, have died, a myriad of things that you could think of. Did they deserve it? Go ahead and start putting out the people you think that deserve their punishment in the chat. But first off, I guess let's say hey to everyone in the chat. Would you like to do some shout outs, AK?
Let's do some shout outs. Catherine Harding, what's going on? John Del Vento, my Mad Queen T Baby is in the chat room. Tubbs, I don't think I've seen you in a while, man. What's good? Mackenzie Burns, Fake Aria, Forrest, what's going on? Always good to see you. Kulnitsky, Linda Smith, KFA, Dark Mother. Thank all of you guys for coming in. Got Danny McKay. Let me scroll up, see if I missed any early comers. The Imagination Realm was in. I'm not sure if they're still in here, but what's good? Storm Steel, good to see y'all. I think that's about it right now. And hello to anyone that may be watching later. Lovely to see you all.
Awesome chat. Lady Laura Dane, Starfall just popped in, and the Fearless Mermaid Amanda just popped in. Living My Rhapsody. Thank y'all so much for showing up. Fantastic. Who do you want to talk about first? You want to say?
I was about to say third. How we getting the third already?
I don't know. My brain is fried right now.
I understand. I understand. We've been going through it. Let's see. Well, I think let's go ahead and get Doran first.
Okay, so
tell the people about Doran.
Well, you have the Red Viper's brother, older brother, right? With the gout, the Prince of Dorne. And in the show, you know him as the man in the wheelchair that went out really easily and without any political strategy. In the books, this is far from the case. He really thinks out his moves. He's actually the one that stops Marcella from getting crowned queen in Dorne by Alysanne. And I don't know, it just kind of, it veers so much from the book that I guess I'll just talk about straight up show.
Yeah, I don't know, because in the book, Doran definitely does not deserve it. He is the man for all intents and purposes. So yeah, I think for Doran, we're gonna have to stick to the show.
No doubt, you don't get much from him. He has the rich man's disease here, and he seemingly lets someone who isn't even his sister-in-law stomp all over him just because his brother loved her. What are your thoughts on that, honestly? Because it really kills me when he just lets her talk to him this way. Now, it doesn't have anything to do with it being a her. It's just the fact that he's a ruler and you're letting people disrespect you hardcore.
First of all, seeing the, and really this whole little spiel, this is about to be why Alaria is going to be on this list eventually. First of all, bitch, sit down. You are speaking to the Prince of Dorne. Sit the fuck down. Have all the seats with your fuck shit. Secondly, your plan to get revenge for your boyfriend dying, not being killed, dying in ritual combat, is to kill his family. Explain yourself. How is that a plan? I'm just saying. But yeah, then all the smarting off that you did to Doran, I just, no, sweetie, that's just not how we speak to respectable rulers on the show. So Alaria, we'll be getting to you on the list soon enough.
Yeah, and I guess we saw a little bit of this weakness when they let Bronn get away with hitting the prince too. You know, his son showed mercy, but he's learning from his father, right? Tristan's learning from Doran. And this right here, you know, you don't want to let someone go with that has a grudge in this world. Not this world, because it will come back and bite you in the ass every time. They don't have most people when they have a plot for revenge, that's all they have to live for anymore in this world. It's such a brutal world. Uh, people are going off in the chat. D baby, you're killing me.
You know what? You know what? Damn it. T baby's gonna make me put Marcel on the fucking list. Oh my goodness. See, I got to try to ignore T because if y'all didn't know, T is of House Troll, and that is what she is here for. That is what she's good at. And damn it, she's gonna have me sidetracked. I'm gonna need you not, Taryn. But anyway, getting back on topic though. For Doran, he really needed to have shut her down. Now, again, this is why we have to separate book and show. In the book, Doran took some very good steps to get the Sand Snakes under control. And he did not let, you know, they were starting to buck up. And my boy literally stood up from his chair and gotten in what's her name's face and was like, no, this is what we're going to do. And what we're going to do is what I say. So you go over here, your sister's going to go there. And the other one that's down there, we'll let her continue playing her game, but we're not going to be doing any stupid plans that you're coming up with.
I just figured it out. D&D did all of this for the spine joke. It's the only way I can see why they did it. It was all set up for you don't have a spine joke. Because it should have been able to, it's gout, right? And if you're pissed off, it's just pain. So you're going to be able to have a burst of at least 15, 20 seconds at bare minimum. So, yeah, I agree with you on that point for sure. And he was so minimized that I was ready for him to be killed off because there's nothing there. There's no substance. He just sat there.
Y'all got freaking Dr. Bashir to play one of the best characters in the whole story. And you basically just cut him down to like this small. For what? How? Why? It doesn't make sense. And they know they messed up Doran. They knew that they messed it up so bad. Doran Martell had more episodes to go through. There are a good 2-3 more episodes that he was supposed to be in, and they cut it short because they were like, okay, yeah, we can't continue on. We don't want to continue to get yelled at over Doran, so let's just stop it right here.
And we don't know how to combine them with the dragon plot line, you know.
That's how much they knew they screwed up with Doran. And it's their fault. We can successfully blame D&D for Doran being on this list. They totally screwed him up. They made him kind of an idiot and a bit of a pushover because Doran in the book would have completely wrangled Alaria up. There would have been no question. She would have been locked up somewhere if need be. I mean, the man locked his own daughter in isolation.
Why didn't they just do that with Alaria? Use the Alysanne
exactly.
plot line. Try to make Marcella queen. That's such a great plot line.
But no, they just did all the ridiculous nonsense. So now Doran looks like an idiot. And because of that, sir, you, for whatever reason, did not use that great brain that you have, and you didn't see Alaria's fuck shit coming. You should have, because the signs were there. It was very, very easy to see. Alaria was going to pull some nonsense. The Sand Snakes, for whatever reason, followed her, because the only one that I could honestly buy that would follow her is Tyene. Obara isn't about like being under anybody's rule like that if your name isn't Oberyn. So I'm really surprised that Alaria was even able to pull them into this so quickly. And the Sand Snakes are not stupid. They're not easily duped. But these women, I like the actresses that they picked. Don't get me wrong. Like the girl that plays Obara, she's been in a few other things that I enjoyed seeing her into. But the characters, they just, They so royally screwed up Doran. And damn it, Doran, you freaking deserved it for being the idiot that you are, and you let this shit go through. You should have shut Alaria's ass down, and that would have shut the Sand Snakes right up. You wouldn't have had no issues.
Well, they literally made them simple, baseless, almost like they were almost a bunch of horny dudes, and they could only think of something that they wanted.
Like,
that's
all
what
they could think about was going to either fight or fuck. Yeah, that's pretty much what they did. Yeah, that's a very good comparison.
That's it, and everybody's going crazy on the Sand Snakes here. Like, I like to welcome Nancy T. What is going on in the chat? And
my lady of the blanket, welcome Nancy T.
KFA 4303. I knew Doran was a no-go when they cast a skinny, good-looking actor to play him. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Well, yeah, because you're right. Because Doran's actually quite a bit older in the books, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So yeah, we should have known. It was all downhill from there already. And I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. Someone came in and said hello to me earlier. I apologize. The chat scrolls very quickly. I did not see you. Hello, though, for all the new folks that came in since we've done our last shout out.
I had a Catherine Harding real quick while I noticed it. Thank you all in the chat. Keep it flowing. Any questions? Any awesome comments? Just make them funny. Hashtags win the day, by the way. There's a Maester something coming. I don't know.
KFA said to think D&D are now doing Star Wars. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about that myself. Definitely.
I must want to say any change at this point might help with Star Wars. But we're not. That's a whole nother.
Yeah. It seems that TV Blood Raven did deserve it. I would agree with that. I need more on that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, also, if you think of people that you think deserved it, when the stream's over, jump into the comment section and type in who you think deserved it, and we'll definitely grab them and put them on the list.
Definitely, and make sure to check out AK's channel too, because it's going to be on hers as well.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be switch hitting once I actually get a good machine to stream on again.
Hells yeah.
But yeah, so let's
he's kind of big in the book, so oh sorry. I would say that he was more of a very stout man in the book.
Yes.
It was an odd casting, I would say. But yeah, let's go ahead and you want to get into the meat of the subject. There's not much to talk about.
There's not much with Doran, but there's enough that he deserves to be on the list.
Hey Mandolin. Oh yeah.
What's going on, Mandolin? So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
this was your pick, so I'm gonna let you talk on the last bit of this.
I just hate to see someone stuck in a wheelchair the way he was, and it being the gout, right? This is the rich man's disease, and he's playing almost a sympathy card with it. Like, man, dude, just don't eat so many horrible foods. There's a reason for this, man. This is self-inflicted, and it's just wallowing in it, and just almost not a woe is me, because he has this one moment of strength, kinda, when he's talking to Ilaria, but he should have never let her go at this moment. This is when he should have thrown her in the tower. We should have got I don't know. It makes me mad. But the Alisan plot line should have, we didn't have to have Alisan, but they could have did that with one of them. What's up, Liz Kopic? And it was just too simply done. And they relied and focused on that wheelchair so much. And it never really turned out to be anything. He never overcame it.
Real quick. You keep saying Alisan, and it's throwing me off.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Wait a minute, Alisan, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I get it though. We get the names mixed up. It's not the first time, won't be the last time, people.
No, I do it all the time because I'm horrible. But
yeah, I totally agree with you. If Doran would have taken charge on the show and he would have taken Ilaria and shut her down, put her in the tower, let her get that bit of stir crazy from the isolation that Ariane got, I think we could have had some better situations where Doran is, because Doran is a planner and he plays the long con. So once Daenerys did actually come over and she was looking for allies, Doran actually would have been a good one. And it wouldn't have been bitter ass Alaria that Dany would have been dealing with. She would have had the Sand Snakes, but I think she would have also had Arya Hota, because he would have still been alive. He wouldn't have gotten stabbed by a toothpick. And we would have had the other, multitudes of Dornish fighters that we could bring in. But, meh. Doran didn't do all that, so he got himself stabbed up. He got his best man stabbed in the back with a fucking toothpick, and supposedly weak men will never rule Doran again. I don't think we're going to see Doran back in the show ever again. And you know what, Doran? You fucking deserved it, dude.
And Ariane Martell, I mean, it literally is in my head, and I'm just sitting here saying Alexander. But thank you, everyone, for being patient with me. Santavia Major, I think I said it right this time. I don't know why I get so confused with that name. It's not that horrible, that bad of a name to pronounce. I've been
Johnny's just bad with names.
But yes, I'm getting the names wrong. But you know what I'm saying. The Doran plotline was horrible. We'll get more into it later when we talk about Alaria and the Sand Snakes. We might have to just put them together. I think all together they may make one whole person, but we'll have to talk about that later. AK, do you want to set up Theon Greyjoy? Because this might even take a second, because we got to start way back.
We got a bit more juice to put in where Theon is concerned. So let's go all the way back to the Iron Islands, and there's a little bit of history on this little asshole here. Theon, first of all, it's a very good name. Theon, we know, is named, well, Theon thinks he's named from this anyways. It's never really proven that he is, but because it's a thing, I'll say it. Theon is named for the Hungry Wolf, who was one of the kings in the north, Theon Stark. And if you know anything about Theon Stark, you know that man was a fucking badass. Basically, short history on him. When the Andals invaded, they took everything but the north. You know why? Because Theon went over there, drop-kicked a whole bunch of them assholes, and then came back and put their heads on spikes all along the coast of the north on the Narrow Sea. Basically saying, bitch, don't come here with that fuck shit. Keep it down south of the neck and we'll be kosher. And you know what? Shit was kosher. So this is the man that Theon thinks he gets his name from. And if you look at that story and you look at Theon's story, we know Theon didn't live up to the hype. Unfortunately, he was very misnamed because he's a little bitch. But moving on from that, we know from Yara / Asha that Theon was a little crybaby from Jump Street. He was always a whiny little brat. To quote Lady Greyjoy, "You are a horrible baby." Did you know that? All you did was cry. So from the very start, we know this little asshole is bitch made. No way around it. And I would think that he was probably a little runt of the Iron Islands too, because his older brothers used to beat him up all the time. But anyway, we skip forward some years. His dad, who is a little bit dumber than he is, I think that's just my personal opinion. Balon also deserved it too. But that's neither here nor there right now. He decides that he's going to rebel and the Iron Islands should have their independence again. Well, we know how that turned out, kids, don't we? Roderick and Meryn were both killed, Theon's older brothers. Done. Theon ended up being taken hostage because, honestly, I don't know. I think they should have just went ahead and wiped Balon out. I mean, Yara is the only Greyjoy I mess with anyway. They could have left her to get married to somebody just to take out all the dudes.
I told Robert straight up because when Robert went in there, Balon wouldn't kneel. He said, "You can't chop off my head. I'm not a traitor. You weren't my king." And Robert just laughs and says, "Okay, just kneel now."
Fucking joke for Robert. Like, dude, you could have canceled this shit right here, right now, and been done. But whatever. He went ahead and said, let's take Theon as hostage to keep him in line or whatnot. And Theon's his last son. So, yeah, for the most part, it did end up keeping him from rebelling. And, for all intents and purposes, Robert probably should have been the one that took Theon. But I think Ned had maybe a little bit of inkling that, Robert, he's seen fatherhood, Robert, and he knows Robert really ain't that great a dad. So he went ahead, snatched Theon up, took him to the north. And you know what? Theon was fucking lucky to get that type of treatment. This boy was never mistreated or unnecessarily harmed in any way. He grew up with the children of Lord Stark. So you basically still had a highborn upbringing. He let you train with them. He was basically a father to you, much more than your own father ever was when you were on the Iron Islands. And, we go through the years of Theon and his dumb fuck shit. And this boy was even feeling so cocky, feeling himself so much that in some of his younger teenage years, he actually thought that Ned was gonna marry him to Sansa and claim him as a son. Do you see a pattern here with all that in there? That's how cocky this little asshole was. You're a hostage, dude. I'm sorry. That's just it, plain and simple. You do not get to marry the Lord's oldest daughter.
Old Jeremy is very poetic. His book, Smiler, not his book, his horse, Smiler, in the book, it's really apropos to this character and the way the horse actually kind of dies after Winterfell basically gets taken by Wormy Lips. And during this whole time, even in the books when he's in Winterfell, it's not any better. He doesn't kill Roderick, but he does use his daughter Beth and say he's gonna hang her, which I felt like he would have done it. What's inside his mind here? He is so lost. I kind of feel for him, but if you go back, everything he's done, he's sowed his own demise. He sowed the seeds of his own demise here. And unfortunately, yes, he will have a chance to redeem himself, but I still think he deserved it. Even if he does redeem himself, that's good. That's what you're supposed to do. Right?
To address Tubbs real quick, yeah, he was a ward. That's a pretty word for it, but if you look at the situation, Theon was still a hostage. He was taken specifically to keep Balon in line. That's not just a regular ward or a fostering. He legit was a hostage. If Balon would have stepped one toe out of line or tried to do anything else, Theon would have been gutted. Plain and simple. So, yes, you can say he was a ward, but that's still just a pretty way to say it. He was taken specifically to be a hostage to keep his father in line. But we'll get back on track. We get past, go through the years. Theon basically gets known as being a womanizer. And the little asshole is so disrespectful. Did y'all know he lost his virginity in the Godswood at Winterfell? He's lucky the old gods didn't take his ass out then.
That's, that even makes more sense. I forgot about that. Nice God.
Just saying. He's always been a little fuck up. And, he basically he's the man whore of the North. And he spends half his time pining over Raz. And they did show a little bit of that in the show as well. So we fast forward, we get to this war, and one of the few things that I'll give